Long before history had names or time had numbers, there lived a tribe in a vast, untamed land of mountains, dense forests, and rivers that ran like silver veins through the earth. Among the tribe was an old elder, known simply as the Listener. He was no hunter, no fire starter, nor a gatherer of food. He walked with a limp, his face carved by time, and his voice barely more than a whisper. Yet, when the tribe sought answers beyond the stars or needed to understand the earth's mood, they sat around him in respectful silence. He was the keeper of the bones. Not just any bones, these were old, worn, fossilized remains of creatures long gone. To most, they were curiosities or tools, but to the Listener, they held messages. He claimed the earth spoke through them in creaks and vibrations, in the way they echoed when struck or whispered when held to one's ear. Many of the young laughed. Some elders, too, dismissed it. But the tribe let the Listener stay, if only because his stories were beautiful, his presence calming. Then came a week when the animals grew restless. Birds flew away early. Wolves howled strangely at midday. The river bubbled differently. And one night, the Listener sat alone, holding the longest of the bones to his ear. He heard it. A low, trembling hum, unlike anything before. His eyes widened, not with fear, but urgency. The next morning, he stood before the tribe's fire. "The earth is stirring," he said. "It will break. Soon." Laughter. "More bone whispers, old one," sneered a brash young warrior, but others remembered the signs. The shaman grew silent. The birds were gone. The wind was too still. A few brave souls listened. "I ask for one day," the Listener pleaded. "Let us sleep outside the caves. Just tonight." The chief, though hesitant, saw no harm. And so, that evening, they made beds of leaves and moss beneath the stars. Their usual sleeping caves left dark and empty. That night, the world changed. A rumble soft at first turned into a roar. The ground shook violently. Rocks tumbled from cliff faces. The cave that had housed generations cracked apart like dry bark. A landslide sealed its mouth forever. When the dust settled, the tribe stood wide-eyed in the pale moonlight, alive. They turned to the Listener, whose frail form was seated, calm, by the fire. The bones still in his hands. He said nothing. He didn't need to. From that day forward, the bones were never mocked again. The Listener taught others how to feel the vibrations, to hear the rhythms of the earth beneath them. His wisdom was passed on not as magic, but as deep listening, to nature, to silence, to forgotten things. Years later, even after his passing, the tribe would gather around the old bones, not to worship, but to remember, to listen, for in their whispers they had once heard survival. Moral of story is that wisdom lies in listening deeply,